Good morning. It's Friday morning here in Cypress, Texas. I'm on my way to the airport to pick up Daniel Birch. Um, he's got a moving job I'm going to help him out with. Moving some lady from Houston to Florida. And I'm picking him up at the airport. So I get up this morning and I'm reading my scriptures. This month I'm reading the same chapters, but I'm reading two chapters, 40 and 41 of Genesis. And this is where Joseph gets sold into captivity, becomes a master of the head of the guard's house, and the head of the guard's wife comes on to him, and he resists her, and she claims that he, sexually offended her, and he gets put in prison, ends up running the prison, and he interprets these guys' dreams, the baker and the cupbearer, and things turn out exactly the way that he interpreted them. And then 2 years later, the cupbearer hears about this dream that the Pharaoh had that nobody can interpret, and he tells him about Joseph. Joseph interprets the dream. This is fascinating. And tells him, you need to find somebody who's shrewd enough and to manage the wealth during these 7 years of prosperity, and so you'll have provisions for when the droughts come for 7 years. And the Pharaoh's like, okay, that's going to be you. It goes from your prisoner, head of a household, prisoner, to the running the whole country of Israel. Amazing. But that's not the first time that's happened, right? Who was the guy in South Africa? Nelson Mandela. Kind of interesting parallel there. So they're teaching. So I'm. This is really interesting when you understand it. The Hebrew language, which is what was spoken at that time, was lost during the captivity in Egypt. And so for a crazy amount of time, 400 years. And then when Moses takes the Jews out of Egypt and goes up to Mount Sinai, when God gives him the law, what he's actually doing, he's giving him the Hebrew language, the pictorial language, which is, when you understand that, everything was translated in the New Testament from Hebrew to Greek, which is a two-dimensional language, which then Latin was derived out of that, and then, of course, English, okay? And what I mean by three-dimensional, there's these pictures, these symbols that represent the words or the letters or parts of the words. The syllables are identified in pictorial form, which gives you an image of the word, a third-dimensional meaning. So in Hebrew, when you're talking about Hebrew thought, not only is it having this three-dimensional meaning of the words, but also the character and function. I'm teaching myself as I'm saying this, okay, of names, but also it's having